we're good to go. Alright, we are live fighting with the match between Pi and Zeph. This is a second round match. Both of these contestants have already beaten somebody. And the winner of this fight goes on to face Shinji in the championship. Now we have Zeph playing as Dark Kyle on the left hand side with the red saber, and we have Pi playing as Yun. I believe he's Green Saber Yun. Yes, he's Green Saber Yun. And Pi is, if you remember the last match, Zeph only likes to fight up on the cliff. Pi is not having it. Pi is waiting down in mid because he doesn't want to fight up on a runway. So finally Zeph comes back down into mid, into where Pi wants to fight, and the battle ensues. Now Pi is trying to hold cave a little bit. That's something we didn't see last game. The entire game last time between Zeph and who did he play? Zeph and Sid took place on oh, there's the kill. Oh shit. And somebody joined the game. I'm having trouble kicking them. It's still 0-0. We got these two guys fighting out in mid. Dog left voluntarily because I was unable to kick him. Because I'm not the host, apparently. I forgot about that. And I'm not sure if anybody's gotten hit yet. It's still the first battle. And it's taking place in mid, which is a lag fest. This is the longest battle known to man. Not much to say about this fight going on here. I don't think anybody's gotten hit. It's because in mid, lag really becomes an issue, and it becomes nearly impossible to hit your opponent if they have anywhere near decent movement. But Zeph just gets taken down by Pi. Pi claims hacks, even though he killed Zeph. I don't know what's up with that. And that's Zeph with the red saber fleeing. Looks like he's trying to warp around some. And Zeph goes down again, bringing the score 2-0 Pi's lead. Now, fighting down in mid is not Zeph's primary location that he wants to fight in. But he has been bringing the fight to Pi down there in mid. Let's see if he changes up now. Pi is claiming hacks again. Now Zeph is back on runway where he likes to fight. Zeph gets hit. Oh, and Zeph dies trying to make the jump onto cliff. And now Zeph claims Pi hacks. And here comes Zeph waiting to make the jump to cliff. Is he going to make the jump to cliff? He might not. He does not. And here comes Pi up ramp onto runway, taking the battle to Zeph. Pi playing cautiously, jumping off the ledge there. Pi keeps moving the fight around, but Zeph is not having it. Zeph is just standing at runway. It looks like he had enough of dying down there at mid, and he's not going to go down there and face Pi at mid. He's going to steadfast on runway until he gets a kill, probably. Pi brings the fight to him on runway, and they go at it. 2-0 Pi's lead still. And they both fall down on the ramp, and it looks like Zeph has the upper hand on ramp, but he does not use it. He takes it back onto runway. But Pi, again, playing cautiously, jumps down into ramp. Zeph actually makes the jump that time and doesn't die. He's getting health for some reason. I haven't seen Pi do a primary attack this whole game, so I wouldn't even worry about getting health if I was him. That's Pi as Green Saber Yun, and that's Zeph as the Red Saber Dark Kyle. And Pi playing dangerously close to the ledge there, but doesn't fall. It's almost dangerous, but if you fall there, you actually do not get hurt. That's the safe way to fall off a cliff. Another long battle on cliff. Nobody's been hit yet that I've seen. And Zeph goes down again by Pi, bringing the score 3-0. And Pi is trying to ping because he's believing that the hacks are turned on. I'll do a ping just to see what the players are competing at. And they both have 167 ping. Alright, now the fight looks like it's bringing back down into mid. And this time Pi gets killed by Zeph. But Zeph was actually at -1 because he killed himself during one of the ridge jumps. So now he is at 0. So the score is now 3-0. Before he had -1. But he gets taken down again, bringing the score 4-0. And Zeph is impressed with Pi's skills, but this is not the championship match. We still have one more fight to go after this. The winner of this fight will go on to fight Shinji in the championship of the entire tournament. Shinji is undefeated, 2-0. Somebody gets hit in that exchange. I would assume that it was Green Saber Young, which would be Pi. And Pi trying to bring the fight onto Cave, but Zeph is not having it. Zeph almost bringing the fight into Cave, but has second thoughts and brings it back out into mid. And it works out for him because he strikes down Pi, bringing the score 4-1. Pi's lead. Pi again claims hacks. And here comes Pi right back down to the action, but by the time he gets there, it looks like Zeph was gone. And Zeph is waiting on runway. Pi trying to put some trickery on him by hanging out on ramp. Eventually pops up and the normal battle on runway happens. And it looks like Zeph gets hit on his home turf and he falls back onto ramp and then retreats back into mid. He's getting health again. And still I have not seen Pi do a primary attack. I'm not sure if Zeph understands that health only helps you if your opponent's going to do primary attack. Again, Pi is trying to hold Cave, but Zeph is not bringing the fight in that tight area. Somebody's hitting the exchange, and then a back to is used. I think that was Pi that got hit there. Another long fight dragging out in the mid. The score 4-1, Pi's lead. Pi is playing as Green Saber Yun, and Zeph is playing as Red Saber Dark Kyle. And Pi takes in the ship, but then back out and almost scores a trick kill onto Zeph there, but no dice. Pi continually taking that cave stance there, trying to lure Zeph into cave. If I was Zeph, I would use that against Pi and try to anticipate when he jumps up onto that ridge and be waiting for him and strike him down when that happens. But Zeph seems intent on keeping the battle in mid. again, Pi jumps onto Cave. A little bit of taunting back and forth. Pi is obviously upset with how long this fight is dragging on. And with Zeph's refusal to bring the fight into a tighter area to finish the fight in, because the tighter the area, the faster the fight is going to end and somebody's going to die. But the battle continues in mid, and finally Pi gets struck down, bringing the score 4-2. And let's hope that Zeph wants to take the battle somewhere else, because I don't know how many more battles I can watch play out in mid, because wow, that's some boring shit. Pi trying to bring the battle back into Cave, and this time Zeph follows him, and they're in the tight quarters of Cave. They're coming up ramp now, but again Zeph falls back, but he only falls back into Cave. He's on the lip between Cave and mid, and now it falls back into mid. He scores another kill on Pi, bringing the score 4-3. Now this might be a very boring tactic to watch this lag fest play out in mid, but it has been working out to Zeph's advantage, and he's actually caught up in kills, and he's only down by 1 now. So he does actually have a chance of winning this game and going to the championship. He's coming back from a 4-0 deficit. But this time Zeph gets struck down and brings the score 5-3, Pi's lead. Pi going up ramp, it looks like he's probably going to take Cliff if I know Pi, but I'm not sure if Zeph is going to want to take that leap and face him on Cliff. No, Pi comes down and tries to ambush Zeph in mid. No hits were scored in that exchange though. Zeph gets the backta for later. Pi trying to bring the fight into Cave, and it works. Somebody gets hit there. I think that it might have been Pi that got hit. Now they're going up ramp. Zeph has the upper hand on ramp, but he has not used the upper hand the entire fight. If you remember Shinji versus Beefy, Shinji would make deadly advantage of having the upper hand on ramp, and he got maybe 6 kills on Beef right there on the ramp. But Zeph doesn't seem to be keen on that tactic, and now the battle moves over to Cliff. Cliff is a much tighter fighting area than mid, so the kills should happen a lot faster on Cliff. Pi trying to confuse his opponent with a little bit of warping around there. When you're playing No 4 Sabers, it's important to be predictable in such a way that you can sucker your opponent into making a mistake, and Zeph gets killed by Pi, bringing the score 6-3. Yes, because of the lag, you really can't just go straight for your opponent. You need to predict where he's going to be, and the best way to predict where your opponent's going to be is to sucker him into attacking you. So it's important to play mind games when you're playing No 4 Sabers. Another battle playing out in runway, and then it falls back down in the cliff. It looks like Zeph's running for the backta, but Pi does not cut him off there. And Pi trying to hold Cave again. Let's see if Zeph wants to take it in there. If I was Zeph, I would actually not take the battle into Cave. I would keep it in mid, but maybe that's not a good tactic either, because Zeph just gets struck down in mid once again, bringing the score 7-3. Zeph needs to find something that works. For a while, mid was working out for him, but not anymore. Now the battle is taking place on Cliff, where Zeph spawned. Pi is taking a more passive approach to this fight. Seems like he's more in control. More of a veteran calm to his behavior in the fight, while Zeph seems to be more sporadic and in the moment. See, Pi takes a pass on his attack there to switch things up. No doubt frustrated in the lack of hits that have been scored. And Pi actually changing the pace of the fight here. He's getting Zeph to chase him down at the edge of Cliff. Let's see if Pi has any tricks up his sleeve. No, he does not. Pi gets struck down, bringing the score 7-4. Zeph is still in this match. I almost interfere there as Pi leaps right past me, making the cliff jump, and now the battle ensues again on the cliff. This has to be one of the longest matches in the tournament so far. These players are having a lot of trouble hitting each other. Somebody gets hit in that exchange. It looks like it may have been Dark Kyle, which is Zeph. Pi, very relaxed, hanging out in the corner of the edge of cliff. And Pi is killed by Zeph again, bringing the score 7-5. Zeph on another streak. He seems to be very content with holding Cliff now, and I would be too until this streak ends. But so far, his streaks have been sporadic. Pi is claiming hacks, which is a valid concern. And now Zeph dies, bringing the score 8-5, Pi's lead. Pi, looking for his opponent, sees him down in mid. Let's see if he pursues. Pi does not pursue. Zeph coming to runway, and he may make the leap to cliff. Pi drops down into cave and then back down into mid. I don't know what Pi is doing. But it looks like Zeph is hanging out at runway, and he's just going to wait there until Pi shows up. Well, they're fighting at the entrance to runway. This is something that hasn't happened yet, but... yeah, now Zeph drops down into ramp. This is the first real fight we've seen in ramp, but no, it goes right back down into mid. It looks like Zeph is very scared of those closed quarters. And, you know, if he does win this match and has to face Shinji, that's going to be a problem because Shinji is deadly in those close quarters. Zeph gets struck down again by Pi, bringing the score 9-5, Pi's lead. Zeph taunting like he's going to take the fight into Cliff, but he does not. He's hanging out in mid. It looks like he's still trying to win this fight, even though he's going to have to go on a 5-kill winning streak to win this fight. Now we got Pi ducking in the water. It's very provoking to his opponent, except for his opponent does not take the bait. Oh, I interfere with the match, but it does not get anybody hit. And Pi gets taken down by Zeph. And let's see if he can go on that 5-0 run, which is required for him to win this match. Now the battle is taking place down in mid. We have Zeph going for the Bacta. We have Pi trying to use the entrance to the ship to confuse Zeph. Looks like Zeph gets hit in that exchange. And now Pi wanting to fight in cave, but Zeph still wanting to keep the fight in mid, where he's probably been doing the best this match. Zeph should be down to 1 hit. But he takes down Pi again, bringing the score 9-7. Zeph getting the back day again. Pi is still wanting to fight in cave, but Zeph is not having it. Zeph is keeping it in mid. Ooh, that looked like a close one, but no hit scored. Another long battle dragging out in mid. Zeph is not going to have it anywhere else because mid is the only place he's been getting kills, except for a small streak that he had on Cliff. Still nobody hit. Oh, that was a close one too. Lots of close calls here. Nobody getting hit. At this point, if I was Pi, I would just hang out on cave. Oh, it looks like Zeph is taking the fight into ramp, probably back up into runway. He does not try and ambush. Actually, he jumps all the way to cliff. I don't know what's going on here. He might be trying to confuse Pi. All of a sudden, the fight's taking place on cliff, which might be the last fight of the match if Zeph loses. And Zeph does lose. He gets struck down by Pi, bringing the score 10-7. Final score, Pi wins. Pi advances to fight Shinji in the championship match.